we made it to Amish country in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. We've already gone to the Goodwill. No, talking about Goodwill, honey, not eating yet. We already went to the Goodwill outlet shop so I could shop for sweaters to make mittens. Didn't find too many wool sweaters there. Guess I just didn't hit it right, which is unfortunate because it takes a while to get up here, and that's the main reason I wanted to come. I did find some really nice acrylic sweaters, and some of my subscribers and customers who can't wear wool have asked me if I could make mittens that weren't wool. So I found some really cute acrylic and cotton sweaters I could make some mittens out of. So I'm going to make a few of those up. Now we're on our way to ReNuZit Mennonite thrift shop in New Holland, Pennsylvania. It is a huge thrift shop made much like a department store. It's run by the Mennonites, and the funds help fund Mennonite charities and outreaches, and it's very organized, very clean, good prices. So I'm going to take you inside and show you what I find there as well. So next up, Mennonite ReNuZit thrift shop. Now there's a ramp here that brings you up to another level of the store, and as you get off the ramp you're in a gardening section that has all kinds of vases and urns that you can put in your garden. And right beyond that is the sewing section, and here there are ready cut pieces of cloth and embroidery, all kinds of patterns. Here they have rolls of fabric in different lengths, stitchery kits, all kinds of things. Big cone threads, buttons, baubles, and gadgets, yarns, different notions, scissors, knitting needles, crochet hooks, all kinds of sewing paraphernalia and notions. I love coming to this thrift shop. I'm only touching the surface of what's here. There's a whole upper floor with furniture and games and crafts and electronics. Now over here in the sewing section, there's a turntable with vintage buttons on it. I've got many of the vintage buttons that I put on my mittens right here. Here are larger pieces of fabric. Now, beyond the sewing section, there is a houseware section and picture section and magazines and books and videos. There's a huge Christmas section, and this is only the downstairs. So if you're ever near New Holland, Pennsylvania, or if you find any of the Mennonite ReNuZit thrift shops, stop in. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at what you will find and how beautifully organized and clean and well priced everything is. Now let's go take a look at what I bought. I'm back home, BanDana Gramma here in my kitchen, and I'm going to share with you what I bought while up in Pennsylvania at the thrift stores and fabric shop. This is a thrift shop item. We went to the ReNuZit Mennonite thrift shop in New Holland, Pennsylvania, and I got some of these cute puzzles. Some of you may know my husband and daughter Mandy love doing puzzles, so when I can find them at a good price, I get them. These are good brand name puzzles, Sun's Out, and they were only $2.50 each for 1,000 pieces. I also found this very nice metal tripod. It's a Sears tripod, and it was $7. There's the ticket. I also went to their fabric area, and I found some pretty flowered fabric, florals for aprons. These are shades of peach and orange and yellow and black, and some cotton toweling type fabrics that I could make aprons out of, or something else. And here's some plain blue cotton, 2.5 yards for $4. And this was a piece of fabric that had already been stitched with cross stitching, making a pretty red pattern on it. And I thought this would be cute on an apron, and it was only $1. So I thought, I'm not going to leave that there for $1. I'm going to bring it home and somehow work it into an apron. And they found some unique buttons. These were 50 cents. Some nice green ones for 50 cents, 4 of them. These are kind of vintage buttons. 3 purple ones for $1. I wish there was 4, because when I make mittens I like to even them out 2 and 2. Here's some pearlized white ones for 50 cents. We went to Joann Fabric, and I found this really cute sloth fabric in flannel, and also some with cute little koala bears on it. I plan on making Jeffrey some PJs for Christmas. There's another piece further down in the bag I'll show you too. We also went to Hobby Lobby, and I got some yarn. I got this blue yarn, which is in a denim color, and I got quite a bit of it because I'm going to make a poncho from this yarn. And it'll be a fringed poncho. All the yarn was on sale, 30% off. And there's the other piece of fabric from Joann. It's some cute little panda bears for jammies for Jeffrey. And I found some purple yarn. For mittens or hats. And here's another fun print I got at Joann's. This is a print with all kinds of sewing paraphernalia on it. I just love theme prints. And my original intent for this was aprons, but you know, I'm kind of tempted to use some of it to put it in a patchwork skirt too. Okay, another ball of yarn. I think that one was marked down 70% out in a special area, and so were these ribbons. They were all marked down like 70% off. I thought some of those I could use inside the brims of my hats to firm them up. And this is some Color Shot fabric paint, and it's in purple. And in a bit I'm going to show you some fabric I bought to make prairie skirts. And there's some purple yarn. And I thought I might use that fabric paint for a special effect on some of the skirts. Now it says on sale for $4.44, but I got it on sale much less than that. I think it was another 30% off. And this yarn kind of fell apart, but it was 2 balls of new yarn marked down. And some more fabric ribbon. Now, Hobby Lobby had their Simplicity patterns on sale for $2 each, and they normally sell for like $16 to $20 full price, and then usually they're 40% off, but they were marked down to $2. So I picked me up, I don't know, maybe 10 or 12 patterns. Dresses and dusters. Aprons. I keep buying apron patterns, but I think I've yet to make an apron with a pattern. I usually just piece them together or cut them from a different apron. But the patterns are cute, so I keep picking them up when they're cheap. Here's a nice tiered front tier skirt. I do want to make that. And I also want to make a patchwork one. And here's a pattern for jeans, and shows you different ways to cut them and to change the pattern to fit you better and to offer different styling on it. It's called pattern hacking. See, this one sells for $20.95 if someone was to pay full price for it. Normally, like I said, they're 40% off anyway. Then of course I had to pick up some little patterns from my Jeffrey. Whether I'll get to them or not, I don't know, but if I want to, I have them. For $2 each, I got a few. And this wire I bought to crochet into the brim of some of my floppy hats so that the brims can be adjusted and set where you want them. These are kind of curtain clamps, but I thought I could use them to hang on a rod to hang my mittens from at shows. They just kind of clip onto the mitten or whatever and then hang on a rod. And another piece of apron fabric. Isn't that cute? Couldn't leave it there. It was on sale. I think they're like $4 a yard. A lot of colors in it too that I can mix and match solids with it to set it off with straps or ties or bodices in different colors. Now, I also picked up some fabric to make patchwork skirts with. Long frontier or prairie skirts. And this is going to be a patchwork in purples and grays. And there's some blue in there too. There's solid purple, a gray background one, a purple background one. I think they'll mix and match very nicely. And then I picked up some grays to lighten up spots with it. It's got paisleys in it. And this one has polka dots. So as I cut these into strips and mix them and match them, I think they'll make some pretty cute skirts. And I hope to have some at the Homestars of America conference to sell in my vendor store. And I can put them on my Etsy store too. I'm also planning on making, oh yeah, this was from More Apron. Now I'm also planning on taking denim and bandanas and even bandana fabric and mixing and matching them to make a patchwork denim skirt too. You know, a full skirt, long. So I picked up these bandana prints to mix and match with those. Now here's some green yarn that I got on sale, 30% off all this yarn. And I picked out some colors I thought would make a nice poncho, similar to colors I've used before that seem to go over well. I wear a poncho that has these colors in it and I get complimented on it all the time. And I sold one already, one of my premium ones, the long ones with the extra long fringe and the hood. And so I'm going to make another one very similar to that. And I've started it. I need 4 of these panels to make the poncho, and I started it and I've got this panel done and this panel done and this much of a third panel. And so I need 4 of them to make the poncho, and then sew them together and put the edging on and put the fringe on, and then I either have to make another 1 or 2 panels for the hood or just crochet a separate hood altogether to make the premium poncho with the hood and the extra long fringe. And the panels are larger than my normal ponchos too, so the poncho is longer, like hanging down to the knees and a little lower. So that's my haul of fabric and yarn while we were up in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I also want to share with you all the bedding I got at the Goodwill stores, both the outlet and the regular Goodwill store, that I can mix and match as fabric to make the skirts, peasant skirts and frontier skirts I want to make. So be watching for that video too. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.